Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 4, Bold Predictions. This is, hey, we've been double shotting it all week long. Got a lot of good content. We've been talking about episode number 3, and we're moving forward. There's some good information out there. There's the opening minutes. I'll talk to you guys about that before we get too far into stream. Of course, I'm going to give a shout out to the Patreon Army. They are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Everybody up on that screen supports this channel through a third-party website. We got Playdead Live sponsors up there as well. We've got Green Team. So many people do so many good things for the stream, and I'm just thankful to each and every one of you. I do have to make an announcement, though. It happened just a little bit ago. I want to let you guys know that prior to the inception of said stream, we were frequented by a troll asshat, and sadly, we had to show his Glutamus Maximus to the proverbial door. Chance Fox, just for you, buddy. You like the Eugene, so figured he wanted to know how long in before he got a voice impersonation. So that is for you. We had to show him the door early on. So I want to say, and I got a thumbs down for it. I mean, really, you killed me. Chance, you put a shot right through my heart for showing up, trying to troll our channel, and then leaving. What an idiot. Anyway, let's have some fun with the people that do want to be here. And with that being said, if you like The Walking Dead, you like hanging out with us, you like funneling theories, you like bold predictions, you like talking about whether Siddiq's going to be a traitor or whether something major is going to go down this week, this is the place that you want to be, everybody. So thank you. And like I said, I am grateful for all the people that truly do want to be here. And the people that don't, hey, it's a free world. You can watch whatever stream you want. You don't have to be here. So let's get into it. How many people here saw the opening minutes with the little bit of the steamy Magna Yumiko love connection going on? I mean, we get to see, like, the throwdown. We get to see it happen. Anybody see that yet? Because it is going to go down this week. All right. Well, it's out there. So let me tell you a few of the things that are going to happen from the opening scene. So the one thing I do like about it is it drawing the contrast to Fear. The Walking Dead will tell a story and set the mood in the first 2 minutes of what's going on. Fear the Walking Dead will take 35 to 40 minutes, and it'll still be going on. So it doesn't take very long. And I think why do you guys think that is? Do you think it is solely on the ability of the Walking Dead writers to tell a story? Or I'm going to be a little bit nicer. I'm going to put the gloves back on. Or do you think it is that we're so connected to the Walking Dead characters that it's easy to get us into the moment, easier to get us into the mood than it is in Fear the Walking Dead, because we're not as connected with the characters. And that's what I'm starting to see a little bit. I'm not saying that there's not some bad writing on Fear. There is. But I also think there are some challenges with trying to get you to understand what the character's about, what they're doing. It just doesn't resonate very well with the audience. And Angela Kang, of course. So part of that reason, it pushes the storyline like really, really good. So we don't have to waste 30 minutes telling story. We know that within 4 to 5 minutes, this scene that's up on your screen is going down. So I want to talk about what that could be, how much fighting, what the big distraction is, the looks on their faces, all of the above. So leading up to this, we've got Daryl, Michonne, RJ, and Judy having a little family dinner. I think the relevance and the importance to that is that Daryl's like everybody's uncle, isn't he? He can have dinner probably with Ezekiel if he wanted to. He could go see Rosita, see how she's doing, hang out with Eugene, have dinner with Michonne and Judith. I mean, Daryl's the one you're always going to invite over to dinner. I mean, how many people in the stream, how many of you would invite Daryl over to dinner? Man, a few words. He's not going to talk not going to talk your ear off. Crack a joke every once in a while. He's genuine. You want genuine company, then Daryl's the one that you want to hang out with. Exactly. Now I see where I get it. But there's a real touching thing in there. Daryl actually took a plate of dinner, went over to Carol's, knocked on the door, and left dinner there. But something else happened in between those two scenes. And I think it really follows suit with what we've been talking about all week long with Siddiq. Did anybody notice where Siddiq is? If you haven't seen the opening minutes, fully understandable. But if you have, there were a couple things that looked pretty interesting. Gouche in the house. Have a cup of coffee. You know what, Gouche, I'm gonna have a Red Bull Orange Edition. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. He's outside, two hands in a radio, but he looks like he's in a stable. You hear some stuff in the background. Judging by the scenery, I think it's a stable. And he looks around and he sees Lydia. He makes eye contact with Lydia. And he turns around and he walks back in. Anybody notice anything else interesting about Siddiq? His attire? Exactly. He is sweating profusely. I mean, his whole shirt down the front of his shirt is drenched in sweat. In a stable, drenched in sweat, makes eye contact with Lydia. She smiles at him, doesn't acknowledge, turns around, and walks back in. I want to get your thoughts on that because this is getting more and more eerie. Where at first you kind of thought, hey, maybe it's a flashback, maybe they're telling a story. This story is the story. This is way, way too many things are going on. Why didn't he wave at Lydia? Why couldn't he why could he not make eye contact longer? Why couldn't he smile back? It's rude. Absolutely love it, Lynn Nesvik. I love it. Brandon Schneider wants to know, will we see him do a suicidal attempt? Brandon, I don't know if it'll be this early. I think the reason I don't think it'll be this early, I got to see more scenes from the Alpha Pike scene. I got to see it through Siddiq's eyes. Remember, he's the only person living that has that. If he dies or if his story arc changes, we don't get that information. I like where you're going with that. Two Hands in the Radio says he's not rude. He panics at her sight. I'm fine with that. So, Ezekiel's dressed pretty warm, isn't he? Diane's dressed pretty warm. Luke's dressed pretty warm. Jerry has sleeves that are rolled up. Doesn't appear to be too hot with all the people wearing sweaters. None of these people on your screen right now are sweating. Just Siddiq. What do you guys think's going on there? Christmas Girl. Alpha told him to watch after Lydia or else. I don't think so, Christmas Girl. I don't think judging by Alpha's reaction, and she's dead to me, she's dead to me, I don't think he left her there to make sure she's in good graces and she's safe. I think she's just kind of walked away from it. So of all the things we talked about on the previous stream, about all the clues with Siddiq, now we get even more in episode number 4. Why Lydia? Of all the people, if you don't believe this Siddiq story is really, really taking flight, he's up late at night, it's not hot outside, it's cold sweats, he can't sleep, he's pacing, he's in what looks to be a stable. So this is what I feel is going down. I think he's trying to confront his demons. He's having these flashbacks. He can't shake it. He can't sleep. He's almost reenacting a little bit of it to confront it. These memories that are coming back that he's blocked out. Remember, as we talked about, his brain is protecting his thoughts from himself. He's getting all these layers, but he's starting to get little bits and pieces of it back. But then as he walks through, he sees Lydia. She smiles. Now, is Lydia being polite? Or does Lydia know her mom more than anybody else? I don't think Lydia's just being a good neighbor. You guys realize all the dark, deceitful, despicable things that Lydia has seen her mom do from the time she was with Beta? Siddiq walked with Alpha. Henry's face shows shock. Absolutely. Henry's face, and I'm not going to go back and watch it over and over again, at least right now. But I do think Alpha's words mattered. And I'm going to tie this into the bold predictions this week because there's a lot of good stuff that's going to go down. But this is a bold prediction that I only think we're going to get tidbits of. I think we're going to get a little bit more of the story in episode 4. I hope there's additional interaction or contact. But Lydia's smile did not seem as a smile wanting to be a good neighbor or getting acceptance. Lydia's smile, to me, was, I know what she made you do, and I've been there. I know how she controls. I know how she manipulates. It's a big, big deal. And you know, like, I know that you know that you know. Why do you think Siddiq couldn't acknowledge Lydia, or why do you think Siddiq could not make eye contact with her for a long period of time? I'm going to give a kills coin to the first person that can read my mind and correctly answer that question. Let's get the ledger ready, Kels. Exactly. Valerie Feldman. first person to really nail this down. Siddiq is afraid that she's going to see through him. He's afraid she's going to pick up on it. Otherwise, why avoid her? Why even go down that road? And I'm going to tell you guys, with the stream tonight, YouTube all afternoon has been lagging a little bit with live stream comments. So hopefully we can get everybody caught up. But we're going to go forward with the stream and certainly with the playback. So make sure, if you guys are watching the playback, we'll just keep this thing rolling right along. So as the group, Ezekiel's having trouble sleeping as well. Seems like there's multiple issues going on at the same time. But this is kind of I guess they got a break from all the fighting. You know, what do people do when they get a break? They go back, they have their love scenes. Next thing you know, we had that one dramatic scene, and we had Alden and Enid, and then this is where all the babies start happening. But in this particular one, we're not going to have any babies because the love scene this week is going to be Magna and Yumiko. So between the two, we've got it, but it is typical Walking Dead, right? We get a little bit of a break. And then we see that Ezekiel's having trouble sleeping as well. And all the people they hear this commotion and they rush right out. Brandon Schneider wants to know, will Lydia die by pike victims? Brandon, I think we're a ways away from a Lydia type of death. If Lydia were to die, I think it would be by gamma. But I'm not ready to go down that road just yet. I think Lydia's got a little bit more story to tell. I mean, I certainly think Siddiq is one of the main characters that I really got an eye on, because we got to get more information out of him, and then I think his character arc is going in a hurry. So, several of the other super chats popped in too. Chat's catching up, everybody. Will we see him do a suicidal attempt? Not this week. My bold prediction would be not this week. Christmas Girl. Alpha told him to. Oh, we got a. Sorry, that's some of the comments from way back. Wow, some of the initial comments just popped back up. Sorry, everybody. YouTube is going a little bit nuts tonight. We already addressed those. Ben Stevenson says Zeke looks more like he's depressed. Siddiq looks like PTSD. So Zeke is certainly depressed. You got Carol sleeping a couple doors down. They're not really talking. I'm sure there's going to be a Michonne conversation or a Michonne visit. That's still got to develop. Hey, Michonne's lonely. Zeke is lonely. We know that relationship has to happen before Michonne leaves the show. So within the next couple of weeks, we're going to see that. And normally, these relationships happen, as we said, either in downtime or in desperation. But with this particular picture, a couple things that I wanted to call out is Yumiko looks shocked. Somebody just showed up. Luke, fingers interwoven, hands on top of his head. Diana's looking over to the left. Jerry Jerry's running after something. Or somebody. What do you think here? You think we got some news, the Whisperers are invading, Walker's getting ready to overtake Hilltop, there's a fire out there. Yeah, we're not doing spoilers here. Mailmaid. We'll know the spoilers tomorrow night because of AMC premiere. But the purpose of doing the bold predictions is really kind of getting the thoughts out there before we go do the cheat sheet. It's a little more fun that way. Walls are coming down. Certainly makes sense. I mean, there's a ton of walkers on their way. We see a lot of people grabbing weapons going to fight. So I'm absolutely on board with that. And Jerry, call to action, running over, trying to save what they can. Brandon Schneider, maybe the border got moved up by them. Well, that we know. We certainly know that, I guess we don't know the exact spot of the border because Alpha was in the process of moving them, but we know it's going to be a little bit tighter. I don't think she's completely going to box them in. So that was the opening minutes. But I do want to ask a follow-up. How many people saw the sneak peek, which was the conversation between Michonne and Judith as they're on their way to Hilltop? How many people saw that? Just give you a second to answer and get your thoughts with that. And if you need a little help remembering, it was the dialogue about bullies and about Judith calls them skins. Can we live with the skins? Ben says Judith is smart. So Judith nails down a theory, pretty strong theory. The adults didn't think of it yet. And she says, Mom, you know how, when we want RJ to go to bed, we get him to run around until he's tired, which I do with my kittens as well. You play with them, wear them down. Judith says, what if the skins are just trying to keep us busy and do all this stuff until we get tired and give up? Wow, what a novel concept. And Judith is smart. Is that truth? Or is that, and I don't think it's a complete truth. I think there's a degree of truth, because one thing that I've learned about Alpha is not one-dimensional. If Alpha is truly going to be the greatest villain we've ever seen on the TV show, this is what she's got going on right now. Alpha has people watching, people crossing over into your land, but you can't cross over into her land. She's got you boxed in. She's got you afraid. She forgives you. So she's got you on your heels. She's confusing you. If she had Siddiq kill Henry, she's got control. And she has future leverage. And according to Judith, she's got a strategy to wear you down. And according to Michonne, she's got a nuclear weapon in case she needs it. So if you get too far out of line, we can destroy you from the inside by letting you know what Siddiq did last summer. If that doesn't work, all we got to do is push this button and we'll just overrun all of you. But how many people think that Alpha might be taking just a slight little bit of enjoyment. Almost like an animal chasing their prey. Do you guys feel like it's natural selection, that there's a Darwinistic feature to this of, you know what, if they survive, they survive, but we're still going to be bigger and tougher, and if we need to eat them, we'll eat them. The strong survive and the weak die out. Then instead of just alpha is not calling on mass murder and genocide, it's cat and mouse, right, Amy? It is, we are the animals. We don't want to, make you extinct, but if you get too much power, we're going to beat you back down. And that certainly seems, I said early on, I didn't know if I was going to try to get in the head of alpha to predict somebody that has so many tools at their disposal and is unpredictable. However, she does seem like there is some consistency now with what she's doing. She's toying with them. We got Christmas Girl says, when will they call out alpha for not abiding by the rule? Well, Christmas Girl, I guess the question is, will they ever? Is there value in it to call out alpha and say, well, you broke the same rules? It seems like at this point, if they are going to fight, why cause any waves? If you're going to negotiate, I would get that and say, hey, I understand it, but, you're not really fair with us either, and I thought we were going to, I thought there was a truce. I thought we could work together. I think it's a fair question, but I think you got so many people, and it's really going to start to take off this week with the silence the whisperers. I'm just going to throw, I'm going to throw a quarter into a wishing well. This is how abstract this prediction is. Please don't make too much into it. But I just want to say it just to hear how it sounds if I say it out loud. Is it possible that it's not the whispers that are releasing these groups of walkers onto the communities? That it's either some rogue whispers that are doing it on their own, or it's another group. The only reason I say that is Gamma was so blunt about not us. Not us. And at first I'm thinking like, okay, well, it's easy just to lie about that, right? But the fact that they made it such an obvious comment and she showed up, it almost felt like, wait a minute, there could be some truth to it. Maybe it's not Alpha doing this. And then they follow it up with Lydia saying, when Michonne says your mom, she goes, I don't think so. So now you've almost got two people validating that the walkers are not being sent up there by Alpha. So I'm kind of at a point now where I believe it. I believe something else is driving these herds to these areas. Little Chi says could be random whispers. See, that's what I'm wondering. And then this week, we got all that silence the whispers. And I'll even go a little bit more abstract. Like I said, it's a crazy theory. I'm not ready to hang my hat on it and say, hey, I want to, I don't even know I'm at a point where I want to funnel this down yet because there's still a lot to it. But is it also possible it's someone from one of the communities making it look as if it's the whispers? Like maybe an Earl. Somebody like Earl. He's pissed off, lost his wife, wants to fight back. The group's afraid to fight. can we release some walkers and then blame it on Alpha and then, start painting Silence the Whisperers around there just to we got to fight back. We have no choice. Just for revenge. Like I said, or some of the Highwaymen. I just want to throw some names out there and get you guys thinking about it a little bit. Joe Fulford, unless I've missed something, have we ever discovered just who the voice was on the radio at the end of last season? No, we haven't. And I think, Joe, that's going to work itself out with either the Maggie storyline coming back or the Commonwealth coming back. And I feel like, Joe, they really told the story and left it that way to give you one of two options. I think they were working on contracts with Lauren Cohan, and if they want that to be Georgie's group or Maggie's group when she makes her epic comeback, I think they can go that way. Or it can be Princess, it can be Commonwealth, whatever they want to do with it. One thing that I do always admire about The Walking Dead is not only they have one potential storyline, they have multiple storylines. And we've seen it where it almost seemed as if it flip-flopped several times. I did miss that. Sorry, Christmas Girl. We got a follow-up super chat. Did you notice Lydia's fingers are red? I did not. Is this, Christmas Girl, is this when were her fingers red? Is this when she makes eye contact with Siddiq? In the opening minutes? Okay. In the preview for next, okay. I did not, but I'll definitely in the trailer. When the girl from the high, okay. All right. Hey, you know what? I want to drill down and find out. I want to get every little bit of intel that we can possibly get. So what do we think that means? Let's get some of your bold predictions in here. Thoughts on that? Looking as if she was painting. You think maybe Wes showed up and helping Negan with the tomatoes? Some people are saying blood from killing a walker. Or is she painting somewhere? Well, the Silence the Whispers, I think it's written in white and it's written in red, right? Isn't it written in a couple different? So, it would make sense. If she painted that and then, she's going to silence the whispers. Now I got to go back and see all the Silence the Whispers and see which colors were being used. So, one of the potential storylines this week, I do want to talk about this as well, because there's still some paranoia going. Brad M. in the house says, "Hi, guy. I know it's off topic, but I just found out that Maggie returned in episode 11. Roommate Michonne exit. The rumor is Michonne exit in 12. If that were the case, if Michonne doesn't leave until that far, it would mean that Michonne skipped and will not be a part of some of the episodes, because unless it changed, what we had heard is that she was filming 5 to 6 episodes. Now, she wasn't in episode 2, but hey, here's the thing, and rumors are certainly okay. We're going to hear that, and certainly if they're in publications, as long as they're not confirmed spoilers. We don't want to get confirmed spoilers in the early week streams. But yeah, I mean, there could certainly be several different, and I wouldn't say they're filler episodes, but they could just be telling a different story. So, Joe, here's an interesting question. What does silence the whisperers mean? Kill them. Get rid of them. Take them out. I'll go by a little bit of the synopsis. Still paranoid, Alexandrians get riled up over the whispers and take their fear out on Negan. So here we go. This is one of the topics I want to touch on in tonight's stream. Because as you guys know, in episode 3, we had so much information. The Aaron and Negan dynamic, the Rosita Eugene dynamic, what's going on with Carol, what's going on with Siddiq. And I've loved it. I actually love talking about it this week. And the fact that we're seeing Siddiq sweating and we're seeing him, shy away from eye contact with Lydia, they're continuing to develop that story, which tells me, yes, we are getting flashbacks and we're going to see more of what happened. But Negan, put this out there a couple episodes ago when he said, look, it's starting to hit the fan and people are going to look at me, they're going to take it out. So why do you think an angry mob in Alexandria is taking their frustrations out on Negan? There's a couple reasons, and there's a couple things that we did talk about as far as they're not going to see the good things that he's doing. But why are they all of a sudden going to persecute him when he's not a part of the Whispers? Yep, I mean, he's the former bad guy. They don't trust him. They're afraid because they can't get to Alpha. They're all solid points. All solid points. Maybe something happened. He represents the hate. I think you're all on point, but I also think, how many people think that there's going to be the slightest bit of antagonism? Behind closed doors, Negan will probably say to Father G, as he did, look, this is going to get crazy. I don't want people taking it out on me. But when confronted, is it possible that Negan lights the fuse a little bit? He says something that's going to piss somebody off, or he doesn't show the right amount of remorse, or he feels like he doesn't have to keep doing it. I mean, Negan does draw lines. Drew the line with Aaron, said, you're not tying me up like some POW. Could mock something that happened. So, whether you agree with this or disagree with this, Negan has protection mechanisms. He uses sarcasm, and just say in chat if you know someone like this. He's afraid to show his emotions, so to keep you from finding out who he is or reading him, he makes a snide remark or a comment to get you from looking into his soul. So now the conversation is not about me, it's about, Oh, now you have to defend yourself. And so I'm trying to figure out if that's part of why they're going to turn on him, or are they just an angry mob that needs to lash out at something? That's sad. I mean, that really is sad that we're starting to see the group unravel. And this is exactly what Michonne said they couldn't do. Something interesting, though. Negan survives it. But there's something strange that's happening. And I'm going to tell you why. Only because I'm going to give you the synopsis. This is not a spoiler. This is public information. So this week in Silence the Whispers, still paranoid Alexandrians get riled up over the whispers and take their fear out on Negan. But next week, listen to this. This is episode 5. And as I said, the synopsis is already out there. Supplies go missing from Hilltop, and Negan is idolized by an Alexandrian. So this week he's persecuted. Next week he's put on a pedestal. Idolized. See, I don't think Judith. And I know some of you are saying, yes, Negan. See, Emmy, I don't agree with that. I think that's dangerous. If you use the word accepted, I would be okay with that. But when you go from disliked and people want you to leave and they're going to run you out of town to idolized, and some people are asking, is it Brandon? Well, in the comic, I guess we can do some comic spoilers. Let me get my notes here. So, Brandon was introduced 131. He actually busted Negan out of jail. And Negan killed him, but comic book fans, help me out with that, because I know there was kind of a story where Negan and Brandon were walking along, and I think that was the first time Negan killed once he got out of jail. It sort of got that, it proved to everybody that he still had a little bit of his old self in him. Brandon had a bone to pick because Rick killed his mom, and then so Brandon bust him out of jail. Well, see, Ellis, this is where we disagree again, because I don't think the comics are completely pointless when there's at least a connection. And, as we said, the comics are not always a treasure map to get to the exact point. They're a road map to sort of keep you along the lines of where you're going. And my question would be, if you think the comics are not relevant to the situation, who is the Alexandrian that is going to idolize Negan? I think it's important. And it doesn't mean it's going to play out exactly like that. Well, sometimes. But here's the thing I'd say, Ellis, is I wouldn't generalize all the comic people, because a lot of our viewers they're both. They're TV people with the history of the comics. And I think the history of the comics can be relevant, but there's certainly, there's certain people that want it to be exactly the way the comics go. DeMilo, I don't think it's going to be Aaron. When I see like idolize, I don't think it's going to be anybody that we know. I would strike out. It ain't going to be Daryl. It ain't going to be Judith. It's not going to be somebody already there that has a connection with Negan. I think it's going to be somebody that is just getting introduced. Now, if you told me Dante, then I could say, okay. I don't think that works well with Dante's story. But if you told me Dante would idolize Negan, yeah, I could see it. But I think the Brandon story makes more sense, especially if Negan gets kind of chained or locked up or under surveillance, something along those lines. Lure the Purr. Tyler Bradley says Negan had a different plan. Plain and simple. Absolutely. But the Brandon story does work. And Brandon Snyder says, I'm not going to die, guys. Come on. There you go. Good super chat. So, let me check something out. My understanding is that it happens prior to Negan joining the Whisperers. Okay, so Brandon Rose, secondary antagonist, whispers to Scream. I'm going to give you the overview so you guys know. Just going to get it out there, and then we can dispute it. Brandon's shown to be unintelligent, sadistic bully who enjoys harming those that can't fight back, but is also a coward at heart. He runs away when Sophia bests him. So there's some history there. So we're going to get to his plan. And it's a little dicey because it does involve Rick's story. However, Brandon tries to attack Rick. Brandon goes down to Negan's cell, explains his plan of informing the Whisperers of Rick's declaration of war and having Rick himself get killed in the process. Negan seemingly agrees with the plan, so Brandon steals the jail keys, frees Negan. They both escape. before Rick and Michonne realize Negan is gone. Brandon sneaks away from Hilltop group traveling on the road and gives Negan his old clothes. Then they start to argue about his plan. Negan pushes Brandon, telling him they both walk away, eventually arrive at the border. He acts like he has sympathy for Brandon, gives him a hug. Brandon then admits they just wanted Rick and Alpha to kill each other, to which Negan tells him that's the plan, or rather, Negan goes on to state as he kills Brandon via a fatal stab wound to the chest. Brandon then finishes, "That was your plan." So, similar to some of the other deaths on The Walking Dead, I guess, with Spencer. Amy Ferrero, didn't you say that Lydia gets bullied? Maybe Negan intervenes. So, I don't know. I mean, I could see an element of it. I don't think it's going to go exactly like that. But if you've got something going on with Lydia, and then, Negan has told Lydia, "Hey, kid, watch your back." So who would idolize Negan? Is there a bullying scene? I mean, certainly some things are in play. Lydia idolizes Negan. All good theories. I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out. So, I did see one other little thing that I want to touch on. We got another 9 or 10 minutes and we'll wind it down. Negan has clothes in a wheelbarrow. Is he moving? Is he planning something? Is he burying people? I mean, what's the relevance of the clothes in the wheelbarrow that he's pushing? Hopefully you guys saw that picture. I want to get a few more thoughts in here. It's in one of the promo. Doing laundry. Yep, just doing it back to doing his chores. Okay, which brings me to my next point. You can see we're kind of talking through a few of these things. How is it that Negan goes from a good fight and a good partnership with Aaron to back to being bullied and doing laundry? Is that Aaron's idea? Or is it Negan's idea of saying, "Hey, let's just pretend this never happened. Let me go back and be your prisoner"? Or will Negan take an epic turn and say, "Tie me up and march me back, same way you took me out of here"? I mean, I do think that would, if Negan's laying low, that would get him some points. Right? It would make him a team player. Yeah, Dark Star, I noticed that too. The word idolize is such a strong, that seems obsessive. And if you guys have idols, I'm not going to pick on you. I will say I don't. I've never liked that word. I guess I would say I have some people that I have admiration for. I don't have people that I idolize. And Exactly. And idolizing definitely seems like it's somebody that I like the way you did things, or, oh man, you had so much control over that group. I wished I could do it like that. It seems, well, yeah, there you go. Rollo Adams, very good comp. Billy Idol. What do you guys think, Green Team? Should Rollo Adams get a Kills coin to use in Freestyle Friday for that? You kind of have to idolize Billy Idol. With a rebel yell, she cries more, 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 more. I do idolize me some Billy Idol. Sorry, you made me do it. There you go. The screen is filled up. That was clever. That was clever. It is, Emmy. I think it's a bit stalkerish. And to go from being bullied and to go from being, chastised to idolized in 1 week, in one episode, that's a strong move. And I do think the intent there is to show a little bit of obsession. Okay, I won't go human league on you guys and saying obsession, but you get the point there. I'm going to keep out of the 80s music. All right, so hey everybody, this is what we got. These are the hints, these are the rumors, these are the opening minutes, these are the pictures that were posted. We're tying it all together, but I don't think we could tie it all together if we didn't have at least one major shakeup, one major bold prediction. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there, because I like the fact that the opening minutes has some love scenes. It shows everybody's state of mind. It shows Siddiq's in a dark place. Lydia knows what you did last summer. Carol is not having dinner with the family, but Daryl's still giving her dinner. Ezekiel's having a little trouble sleeping. He's on edge. And then the group just runs to find out what's going on. And some people are saying, the gate's coming down. And Jerry's running to do something about it. And Ben Stevenson, absolutely. There's a reason Brandon was put in as a random person in episode number 1. I don't disagree with you. And to kind of go back, and I agree with you, and I absolutely agree with Ella Smith Jr. that we can't put all the onus on the comic to carry the story. But because there is a good comic baseline and a guideline, the show always uses it as a grid, always. Because it's good, because it's a great story, so you can't totally change it up. We know what happens when they totally change stuff up. They come up with Fear the Walking Dead, and it's always going to be hit or miss, which is why you get 2 good episodes of Fear and 3 bad ones. The Walking Dead is always going to be good because of they take the base and then they change it a little bit. So is he going to kill Brandon? Maybe, maybe not. But it's almost like an Easter egg. So I'm going to say we haven't seen a good, epic, special effects, Walker bite and turn in a long time. Not a good one. We've seen, the skins, the whispers. We've seen the saviors. We saw Sasha turn. But I'm going to say this week someone is going to get bitten. Because on this show, every so often, you got to do that. You got to remind people there's zombies out there. And the zombies are just as dangerous as everybody else. And if you run into 200, 300, 400 zombies, somebody's going to get bitten. And there's a whole lot of focus on Magna, Yumiko, Luke, Connie, and Kelly. And we got random Marco in the middle of the screen here. So, just a question. Would anybody cry if Marco got bitten this week? If we lost Marco? Going to hurt anybody's feelings here? I mean, I just want to see if there's any like, oh my God, kills. I'm a major Marco fan. They can't kill him. So you got him like in this screen. And you know we like us some Magna. You know we like us some Ezekiel. Luke, Jerry. Diane's been around forever. Marco seems to be like he seems to be a little bit unnecessary. Exactly. Who is he? Let's kill Marco. That's not my super bold prediction. I don't know if it's going to be him. Could be Kelly. But I think this week we are going to get a character. I'm not going to say it's going to be a main character. I think best case scenario on the totem pole, it'll be Kelly. I don't think it'll go any higher than that. I don't think we're going to see like a Jerry, a Zeke, or nothing along those lines. I think Kelly is going to be as high as it gets. And I do know, I feel it, I know it, I sense it. Kelly's going to die. Kelly's losing her hearing. She ain't going to be able to be what her sister is. She's not going to be able to adapt this late in life. Kelly is a goner. So I would like for it to be Kelly, because I think that really sends a nice ripple that, we're getting there. We're getting some more major characters. And we certainly need something to get the ball rolling. And the fact that we had all that good stuff in the first 2 minutes tells me that we're going to have a whole lot of action the rest of the way. And I'm going to try to back it up here. How many people here feel like with the focus on Hilltop, the focus on the Walkers, and the focus on Magnus Group, that we are going to lose somebody this week? Now, I don't think there's going to be a whisperer mixed in with that, because as we said before, we don't know that the whisperers are driving this herd there. If there is a whisperer that pulls a little ninja move like the one did to Jesus, well, then we know that the whisperers are behind this. But I think it's something else that's going on. Well, Julia says, I'm curious why Lydia is at Hilltop now. I don't think in this scene that Lydia is at Hilltop. So here's what happens, okay? The opening minutes, well, it's the opening minutes. So the opening minutes does not have Lydia at Hilltop. It's got Michonne is at Alexandria. Daryl's at Alexandria. Judith and RJ are at Alexandria. Carol's at Alexandria. Siddiq's at Alexandria. And Lydia is at Alexandria. But we know that Judith and Michonne go to Hilltop. So the Siddiq-Lydia scene is not taking place at the Hilltop. So Lydia will stay at Alexandria. And Eugene goes with them. So there's a few that go to Hilltop. Now, I don't know if they're at Hilltop when this happens. I don't know, what the time frame is. I'm going to say no. And then they make their way up there because they got to strategize. I know, it's a little bit confusing because of the pictures that were out there, the teaser, and then the opening minutes. Yes, there is. And Blood Eagle, I'm going to leave the spoiler tidbits alone until we actually watch it tomorrow. But I certainly appreciate that because I got to tell you, the AMC premiere has already disrupted some of our chats a little bit. Cynthia Sexton, love your streams, Kill Shot. I don't catch them live most of the time, but I always listen to playback, super hyped for the rest of the season. I do want to take a minute because we're going to wind this down. We've been at an hour. And tell you guys a little bit about our schedule. Because many of you have been here for years. And the spoilers were always out there, usually Thursday, Friday. And we would do a lot of predictions. We avoided the spoilers. And then maybe Saturday we do a spoiler stream. Well, now AMC Premiere's changed that. So a lot of us watch AMC Premiere and we still do the spoilers on Saturday. But our schedule is going to be as such. And I'll start with Sunday. Sunday, after The Walking Dead, we do our reactions. It's going to be 15, 20 minutes. Just get your reactions, what you feel about the show, all of the above. Many of you have already watched it early, but a lot of people don't. So that's kind of what we do. Monday night, we're doing double shots for the next couple weeks. And what that means is we're doing an early stream at 7:30, which is going to take an event or a subplot or something that happened on the show, and we're going to talk about that early, 15, 20 minutes. Then at 9:30 on Monday night, we're going to do our complete recap, where we have a chance to review it, talk about it, look at the periodicals that are out there, and just break it down. Tuesday night, 7:30, same thing. We're going to take another subplot. We're going to break that subplot down. And then we're going to further develop at 9:30. Wednesday night, we'll do a 7:30 and a 9:30. Then we get to Thursday night, and Thursday night is when we're doing our bold predictions. Friday night, it's off. Because Friday night is where we're just going to chill, hang out, and we do a little thing at 8 o'clock called Freestyle Friday. Many of you have watched the playbacks. A lot of you have not participated in it live. And I would just say, if you have time, hang out with us on Friday night. Because Friday night, all during the week, we're giving kills coins. We have people super chatting. And we start out with a topic, and then it becomes casual. It's whatever we want to talk about, however we want to hang out. It's just a good group of friends. And then about halfway through the stream on Friday night, we play a role-playing game. We invented it. We created it. We have a lot of fun with it. It's called Play Dead Live. It puts you in the action. You're in the role, hero, villain, scenario, PvP, all of the above. You fight with weapons. There'll be pictures up on the screen. It's a whole lot of fun. It tests your skill, your imagination, a little bit of everything. And then after that, many of us go and we watch AMC Premiere. And Saturday morning at 11 o'clock, that's when we do our spoiler stream. We're not using Spoiling Dead's fan page any longer because we're watching the show on Friday night. We've got all the data that we need right there. And then the people that want to avoid it, they don't watch the Saturday morning stream at 11, and the people that want to be a part of it, they're right there, and they get their emotions. And some people even told me they were watching it on Friday night, but now they're starting to watch it early Saturday morning, so it's fresh in their mind when we do it. So that's everything that's going on, everybody. I want to thank you guys. Also, I saw several of you tonight, like DeMilo Young, a few other people checked in and said, I finally got to catch a stream live. Thank you. I'm so flattered by all of you guys showing up, being involved in it, communicating with us. Christmas Girl says, do you have to be a Patreon member to do PDL? No. Let me explain that to you guys as well, because you guys see like a lot of names up on the screens, and I want to be clear what that is. We've got Patreon members that have been Patreon members and financially given to this channel for years. Varying degrees. There's a link down below. Patreons are involved in surveys, polls. They'll help plan out events for me. I'll post pictures, just some personal pictures up there. They get a little bit more behind the scenes, and as the months go by, they're going to get even more behind the scenes. That's our Patreon army up there. Amazing group of people. On the top right-hand corner, there is also a group of Patreons, but they're a higher tier of Patreons that are contributing to support the Play Dead Live. They are the writing, the modules, the time, all the things that we're developing. That's that group up there, and that group continues to grow. So as you start to see us go to print, that group is also every quarter we're doing a PDL package. So starting at the beginning of the year, there's going to be a special gift box that goes out to that group as well. Then you guys see the channel members. There's a join button right there. Channel members of the green team. They'll flash the kills coins up there. They do a lot of different things. They get custom emojis. It's just a way to support our YouTube channel. So they're absolutely an incredible group. And super chatters, I mean, that's all the people that are involved. And then there's gear down below. If you guys want to buy a shirt, you can do all of those things. I just want to be completely transparent with you guys. Moderators do a great job. And then there's a whole lot of people that watch all the ads. I can't, in good ethics, tell you to watch all the YouTube ads. I will tell you that it's good for me if you do watch the YouTube ads and you don't skip them. Just, you can read between the lines there. So all of the above are different ways that you can be involved and support the channel. But more than anything else, show up, hang out with us, be here, do what you can, but I need your minds, and I need your strategies and your thoughts and your participation, because that really is what this group is all about. It's about theories, and you'll see a lot of people come on. We block trolls, but a lot of people come on and say, I love talking about it. I love the comfortable nature. I love the environment. And that's really what we've worked hard over the last couple of years to create. Not to be long-winded, but just to say, hey, everybody's welcome here, and I think that's where the chemistry really happens because of all of that. So that's what's up, everybody. So thank you so much for everything that you guys do. Tomorrow night during Freestyle Friday, we are going to be doing frigid fights. I got some really good ideas from some people that live in some very cold areas of the country. So it's going to be a totally different element to our Play Dead Live. It's going to test you. It's going to test your resilience, your strategy, and your ability to survive. So looking forward to running that with you guys tomorrow night. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate everything that you guys do. One last call. If you like what we do, give this video a thumbs up. And typically I do shout-outs, but at the end of this video, I'm going to ask how many people, and maybe you didn't speak tonight, how many people are watching a live stream for the first time? How many people are new to the channel, maybe within the last couple weeks? Or how many people it's been a long time since you've watched live and participated? That's the group I want to target right now. And I'm going to ask everybody here right now that's been here. You see Straight Edge. We didn't hear a lot from Straight Edge, but I'm glad you're speaking up now. Get involved in the chat, Straight Edge. So can you guys give a shout out, make Straight Edge feel welcome? We want you guys back. We want your thoughts, your opinions, your participation. Jason Paris says me. So appreciate you being involved. Appreciate your thoughts, your comments, and hanging out with us. We got a group of people. We got a group of people that's here every night, and then we got some that make it whenever they can. So want to welcome each and every one of you guys. We got Penelope Robinson. Thank you, Penelope. Appreciate you being here, being a part of our stream. Debbie Feaster. Thank you, Debbie. Good to see you. Johnny Price found 999 this year. Haven't been here in a little while. Good to have you back as well. Haven't seen Delmarva 1971 in a little while. Great to see you as well. So I remember you guys. I mean, you know, we got a ton of subscribers, but even some of you that started Blood Eagle, you know, I see Blood Eagle from time to time, so appreciate you being here as well. But some of you guys have been here since we did gaming. Many of you transitioned over. And some people, like I said, they take the summer off when Fear the Walking Dead is on, and they come back for Walking Dead. But we've been doing this for a long time, and certainly glad to see each and every one of you. All right, everybody. Hey, have a good night. I could probably just go on all night long and just kind of, you know, gush over all the great people in here. But get in here and experience it yourself, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Lisa C., I watch but don't comment much. Thank you. You know, comment when you can, whenever you guys feel comfortable. My goal is to make everybody that joins our stream feel completely comfortable about getting your thoughts. Nobody's ever going to tell you it's a dumb idea. I mean, and if they do, those are the type of people we're going to tell not to show back up, because we want people to feel completely at ease about getting their thoughts in our videos. That's when some of our best theories come into play. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. I will see you at 8 o'clock sharp tomorrow. Bring your scarves, your winter coats, and be ready for a long night of survival. So looking forward to seeing you then. Peace.